got a bunch of questions in the emails, and I usually try to reply all the emails, but now I got so many of them and I'm so busy that I'm always snoozing them. And so I've decided to make this quick Q&A video. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be quick, but I'll try to get some answers down, and hopefully all of you can benefit from them. So first question is from Alex. Alex is asking if I've ever used Webflow to design emails for MailChimp. He said he did some design, exported the code, but then when he pasted it into MailChimp, it didn't look all right. And so actually, I've never tried this before, but I was just recently the other day struggling with designing emails in MailChimp because the design for emails is pretty limited, and MailChimp on purpose are trying to limit what you can do because I guess not all the CSS properties are work in every browser and every email software, and so they're on purpose trying to limit down what you're trying to do, and so it will look the same on every email client. And so probably that's why it doesn't look as it looks in Webflow, because MailChimp or not all CSS property works as well. But just try to Google kind of email editor or email designer or HTML or something like that. There are other drag and drop tools much like MailChimp, which can generate the code for you, and probably it's more suitable than Webflow for this specific purpose. Next question is from Emmanuel. He's asking like 3 questions. When building a website with Webflow, do you design directly in Webflow? Do you use InVision, or how do you get feedback from your clients? So basically, if you've watched some videos where I show how I design, I do not start my designs in Webflow. I usually start my designs in Sketch, and then I share them with InVision with my clients, and I do use InVision to get feedback and fix the design that way. And only when the design is kind of approved, I take it into Webflow, and then I fully develop it on Webflow, only when I actually know what's the final design gonna look like. Second question from Emmanuel: what other tools do you use to build a web app once you've made the design in Webflow? I'm especially interested in learning how to build web app exclusively with JavaScript and backend. Right, so maybe I'm not the person to answer this because Ayal, my partner, is doing most of it, but he is using JavaScript, and I think he's using a platform called Meteor and Galaxy or all sorts of other frameworks to build our app. But yeah, that's probably what he's using. 3, which tools do you use to design mobile app prototype? If you have that step, front end and back end. Right, so again, I do the design on Sketch, and I usually share it with InVision. In that case, I do not do the development like I'm doing on web project in Webflow, just because there's not a great tool for that yet. But I'm super hopeful for InVision Studio and the ability for third-party integrations into InVision Studio, so that maybe somebody will build some kind of InVision to React or something like that. I think like Webflow for mobile application is an idea that I've had for a long time, and I'm just waiting for somebody to do that. Right, next question. All right, last question is from Michael. He wrote kind of a long email, so I won't read it all to you, but basically what he's trying to say is that he's got this idea, but he's afraid of people stealing his idea, so he's not sure whether they should copyright it, or is it okay to communicate over email and other platforms regarding this idea. Isn't it scary that somebody will just copy your idea? So here's my take, and I've been working with startup and people building products and sharing ideas for a lot of time. People who think that somebody's going to steal your ideas have no clue how hard it is to actually create a product or create a business, because it's so hard that the actual chances that somebody will actually steal your idea are so limited. And even like big companies, I don't know, like Google or Facebook, who has all the resources to compete with you, they have their own strategy and their own roadmaps, and the chances, you don't understand how complicated it is for them to say, oh look, here's a great idea, let's change everything that we planned for and scheduled for and budgeted for and try to do something else. It's so complicated, and the chances are so so minimal that it's much better for you to actually be open about your idea. And that's what I'm trying to do here with Prospero, and get as much feedback as you can, because the reason most startups fail is not because somebody stole their idea, but most likely because they built something that nobody wants. And so you better get feedback from real people to get to know that the thing that you want to build is actually a valuable thing to build, rather than being being afraid that somebody's gonna actually steal your idea. Okay, my throat is like horrible. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm gonna cut this video short today. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.